Hello and welcome to another installment of Whether or Not. It was a cool beginning to the unofficial start to summer, but we've since warmed up over the last few days and it feels much more like July. Tom will stop by later in the show to inform us about the Storm Ready Supporter Certification. And Christy joins me with your forecast to let us know if the hot, humid weather will stick around. All this plus nature in the news, trivia, and more, Whether or Not gets underway right now. Good day, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Travis Patterson.
And I'm your forecaster, Christy Shields.
Well, Christy, we've seen some rather humid air moving in, and it's really pushing us into the 80s. It feels like summer has finally arrived.
It has, and those temperatures are going to continue to heat up this weekend. We even could possibly see a heat wave with temperatures flirting in the 90s.
All right, well, Christy will have more on that heat wave coming up in her forecast, but for now, starts Nature in the News.
Ever dream of space travel? Well, some commercial human ventures to the moon may be in the near future. NASA released a study saying corporate researchers may live and study on the moon by the time astronauts head toward an asteroid in the next decade. Several projects are in the works, ranging from pharmaceutical research aboard Earth-orbiting habitats to missions to the moon's surface. There is a lot of excitement and interest from various private companies in lunar activity, providing advancements in space transportation, life support systems, and other technologies needed for travel beyond the International Space Station's 250-mile orbit. So how long might a trip to the moon take? Perhaps by the next decade, not all that long, as last Tuesday, an international astronaut crew traveled to the International Space Station in a record-setting time of 5 hours and 40 minutes, when the average time takes about 2 days.
An active or extremely active hurricane season. NOAA recently released its hurricane predictions for the Atlantic, saying the number of storms are well above average for this season of 12 named storms. The agency predicts a 70% chance of 13 to 20 named storms, with 11 of them becoming hurricanes, and possibly up to 6 of those becoming a major hurricane, which is a Category 3 or higher with over 111 mile-per-hour winds. An important reminder was stated well by NOAA Administrator Catherine Sullivan, saying, as we saw firsthand with Sandy, it's important to remember that tropical storm and hurricane impacts are not limited to the coastline. Strong winds, torrential rain, flooding, and tornadoes often threaten inland areas far from where the storm first makes landfall. The Atlantic hurricane season begins this Saturday, June 1st, and lasts until November 30th. Keep in mind as well that these seasonal forecasts do not predict how many may hit land or when and where they may strike. So keep an eye on the tropics throughout the upcoming months.
A new study was recently released showing that Kermit the Frog's relatives are in danger of disappearing. A United States Geological Survey said that populations of frogs, salamanders, and toads have been vanishing from their habitats at a rate of just under 4% per year, which puts them at disappearing from half of their habitats nationwide in about 20 years. It has been known for quite a while that these amphibians have been threatened by killer fungus, habitat loss, and a changing climate, but this is the first time the rate of disappearance has been measured. Amphibians are crucial to ecosystems and are the best biological pest controllers, but also provide pharmaceutical uses such as pain relief from their skin extracts. Some causes to the decline include climate change, pesticides and fertilizers, population growth, and habitat destruction. In Pennsylvania, the native green salamander and Fowler's toad, similar to the common American green toad, are two of the many Pennsylvania amphibians threatened or at risk due to direct threats from habitat alteration and agricultural chemicals.
Severe weather season is still in full swing with powerful twisters spinning across the nation. Last Tuesday evening around 8 o'clock, a tornado touched down just southeast of Erie, PA, damaging several structures and bringing down power lines. More and more people seem to be getting up close and personal, chasing these storms, trying to fill their curiosity of the magnificent storms of Mother Nature. Some of our fellow students of meteorology here at Penn State will do just that. Penn State Storm Chase Club is a newly formed team of enthusiastic individuals tracking severe storms who wish to inform the public and get a better understanding of dangerous weather. Next weekend, the team will head out west and track down these behemoth storms with hopes of intercepting a tornado, keeping a safe distance, of course. You can check out their Facebook page for updates or follow them on Twitter under the name PSU Storm Chase and ride alongside them with constant updates on their chase. We wish them luck in seeing one of nature's most powerful wonders and safe travels.
Yes, Travis, safe travels to anyone who is chasing storms in the Midwest. But for right now here in State College this weekend, we're going to see some balmy weather here and a chance of severe weather possibility on Sunday. But for Friday, it's going to be hazy, hot, and humid. High pressure is dominating south of us, which is ushering in some Gulf moisture and air, which is making it very hot here, especially because a jet stream is north of us right now. So that's keeping things really hot and humid here in Pennsylvania and mostly across the eastern seaboard. But we want to keep an eye out on this cold front that will be moving its way east during the weekend. Again, Saturday is looking to be the same kind of deal. This high pressure system is just going to keep continuing to stay dominant for the time being with humid air in the region on Saturday. But this frontal system is slowly creeping its way to Pennsylvania, and we can see that it could possibly bring some thunderstorms and showers with it, especially on Saturday in Indiana and Illinois, if you do have any plans to be traveling west during Saturday. And then Sunday, the front finally reaches us. We could see a possibility of it having some effects on Saturday night, but it does finally reach us during the day on Sunday, and it's going to bring some very stormy weather with it for us here in State College and mostly across the entire Commonwealth. And if you're traveling south, you could possibly see some even more storms on your travels. But right now for Friday, it'll be a high around 89 degrees with mostly sunny skies. It's going to be a hot one, guys. So if you do want to enjoy the day, I would just make sure that you wear sunscreen, and if you're going to be outside, stick to the shade, or even possibly jump in your neighbor's pool if you have one, or even if you have one, jump in your pool. And then Friday night's going to be balmy of 66 degrees with mostly clear skies. That temperature is average for us here in July, so we aren't seeing weather that's usual for the beginning of June. This is more July type summer nights. And then on Saturday, again, a mix of cloud and sun, high around 87 degrees. Make sure, again, that you stay pretty well in the shade on Saturday. And if anyone has any issues with heat exhaustion, make sure you know what to do and how to contact emergency personnel. And then Saturday night, we will see a slight chance of a thunderstorm. The temperature dropping again to 66 degrees. It will be muggy again on Saturday night. So there is that. And then on Sunday, we have that possibility of those strong storms with the high around 80 degrees. And if there's severe weather and you do have an event outside like baseball, make sure that you take shelter indoors if a storm does approach on Sunday. But for now, here's Tom with a feature on how to be Storm Ready certified.
Hello. If you tuned into last week's Whether or Not, then you know that today I'm here with you with a special presentation on the National Weather Service's Storm Ready certification. The certification is actually a program that's in place all across the nation, but you might actually be businesses, organizations, and clubs all across central Pennsylvania are a part of Storm Ready. And as a resident of central Pennsylvania, you can attest to just how quickly the weather changes around here. You might see sunshine one moment and a thunderstorm the next. And that old adage always says, if you don't like the weather here, wait 15 minutes and it might just change. Though that adage, although a fun thing to say around the water cooler or to be more appropriate for the season, around the grill just has some truth to it. We'll turn now to Warren County in northwestern Pennsylvania on the night of Tuesday, May 28th. You're watching viewer video of the tornado that was briefly spawned in Warren County. It's a rare and beautiful sight, but if you're a business owner, employee, or customer in the path of that twister, then ask yourself, would you be prepared? If you were a Storm Ready supporter, you would be prepared. The Storm Ready program was began by the National Weather Service in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1999. The program is in place to ensure communications and fundamental safety measures during natural disasters. Application for the program is actually fairly easy. And before I leave you tonight for the extended forecast with Christy Shields, I'll leave you with contact information for the warning coordination meteorologist who handles the Storm Ready certification program in State College. I'll also leave you with the website that lists the application as well as some more details about the program. But for now, let's take a look at the application. Here are the criteria for the Storm Ready Supporter certification. The organization must have multiple ways of receiving a National Weather Service warning, a NOAA or NOAA weather radio, computer with internet access, company phone with text alerts, or a hardwired service like the NOAA Weather Wire service will do. Then the organization must be able to send out its warning in many ways. Group messaging applications like GroupMe can be used in combination with sirens, phones, PAs, or social media platforms to help send the warning out. The organization must then create a plan of action to enact during severe weather events. The plan must be available to employees and easily accessible. The plan should include where to shelter as well as how to contact emergency services, friends, and family. The plan must be practiced during the year as well. Those are the needs and the requirements that you need to fulfill to become a Storm Ready supporter. I'll be back in a couple of weeks to tell you about my work with Penn State University in helping them become a full Storm Ready community. In the meantime, if you're interested about more details about the Storm Ready Supporter Project, or if you'd like to become a Storm Ready supporter, contact Peter Young at the National Weather Service office in State College, or go to the National Weather Service's Storm Ready website. Now let's shift gears and turn to Christy Shields, who's going to give us a recap of the weekend forecast and the extended forecast in the days to come.
Thanks, Tom, and let's begin with the weekend recap. Taking a look, starting with Friday, we're definitely going to see some hot, hazy, and humid weather. Friday, your high will be around 89 degrees here in State College, with the low dropping down to around 66 degrees. Saturday, we'll see some clouds and sun in the forecast, and the high be around 87. And remember, Saturday night, there is a possibility of a rumble of thunder or two, and then Sunday, we have a chance of strong storms, so make sure you keep checking the weather to stay safe on Sunday. Taking a look at next week, though, it's going to be a great week. We're going to see high temperatures reaching just around average for most of the entire week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are going to be gorgeous days, and then some clouds will roll in on Thursday and Friday. But June will kick off basically comfortable and clear.
So, Christy, we return back to average starting next week with highs in the mid-70s. But as you mentioned, we do have that heat wave to get through, which brings us to our Weather Whiz quiz, where we asked you back at home, the meteorological definition of a heat wave is which of the following? Is it A, a week of 80 degrees or greater, B, 3 consecutive days of 90 degrees or greater, C, 10 days of 95 degrees or greater, or is it D, 5 days of at least 100 degrees? And the answer is B, at least 3 continuous days with temperatures 90 degrees or above.
And we could definitely reach heat wave criteria this weekend, with temperatures in southeastern Pennsylvania reaching the low 90s Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, even a few records could be broken across the Northeast this weekend. It's important to remember that if you are seeing the signs of heat exhaustion, that you should drink plenty of fluids and head indoors to an air-conditioned place. But that about wraps it up for whether or not this week. Remember to follow the Penn State storm chasing team as they head out west to see what Mother Nature has to offer. But for now, I'm your host, Travis Patterson.
And I'm your forecaster, Christy Shields. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.